Good evening and bienvenue, my fond fair friends, family, and subscribers. This is your humble narrator, Diomedes Rouge, here to bring you What If Bell Was Trained as a Spartan? First things first, I wanted to say there was a hurricane for the last couple of days, so did want to get yeet out of the window just in case. Reason why I haven't been recording. My apologies. Now, back to the show. Where we last left off, Bell just got through giving an ultimatum to the very priests he has had severe disdain for quite some time. And so, he marches back to his barracks, a place of his own safety, his own reclusion, allowing him to be at ease once more, feeling that he has won this bout. However, how wrong he is. For, as we know, Leonidas has already had a discussion with the priests, and they have told him that Sparta should not and will not wage war on the day of the solstice. And so, they won't. At least, not officially. For if there's one thing that you can always do, you can always be sure that a smart aleck Spartan will never truly follow the orders that he is given once he's decided that they're not worth following. Pardon me. So, as Leonidas would do, he goes to find his general and informs him that he needs him to gather 300 men, older men, men who have already had sons, to carry on their name. And after that he will be marching into war, or rather, into a battle that he will not likely be able to walk away from. That upon him leaving the city, that Bell is to be put in charge, and not to tell him where he's gone. Because knowing his son, he would tear up the entire world looking for him. He goes, as the general states, "Are you really sure this is a good idea?" "What do you mean?" "Okay, don't get me wrong. I get what you're trying to do. You're trying to be big, brave, powerful, like you usually are. However, one, this is your son we're talking about. If he finds out where you are, and why you're going where you're going, he will not care what any priest says. He will bring down the full wrath of Sparta if he can. And if not, he will bring down his own wrath of his own company. Because as we both know, his company cares more about him than they do about Sparta." Now, that's going a bit, it's not going far. You know this. You've seen the way they act around him. He instills loyalty. He instills protection. They look to him like a flock looks to their shepherd. And while, yes, he does love Sparta, the troops love him more, and would be more than willing to fall upon their own swords than see him harmed. Now here's the question for you. Do you really think it's wise to truly and honestly deceive him and try to march off in the middle of the night away from the city? Or do you think, it might be the smart idea to go up to your son, tell him what's going on, and ask him not to do this? Now, I don't see what could... If you say you don't see what could go wrong with your idea, you obviously have not seen your son. And you obviously have not been a good father. Hey, no, you listen to me, boss. I love you like a brother, but you know your son is crazy. You know your son is nuts. I love you more than a brother. Heck, you're family to me. But your son, he is virtually a demigod with the amount of feats he's pulled off. And you think that he will not follow you through hell and high water to try and make sure you're safe. He loves you. He needs you in his mind. If you go off doing something on your own like that, like this, all that's gonna happen is you're just gonna cause a bigger war. 'Cause, oh Lord, oh gods, he's gonna wreck everything just to get back if you die. And I can't imagine what would happen then. Sparta on the warpath, as per usual, except this time we got a bloodthirsty warlord, willing to rend apart the world because his daddy didn't tell him what he was planning. Yeah. I get the idea. You don't like talking about your feelings. But for once, swallow your own pride and go talk to your son. I suppose you're right. As Leonidas begins to walk towards the Pale Dragon's barracks, whereupon getting there, every soldier snaps to attention that is on guard and instantly lets him in, telling him the location of Bell and where he can find them. One moment. And so he marches forward and eventually does find Bell outside, relaxing. Well, relaxing as much as a Spartan can. Talking with his troops and going over new stratagems and strategies. And yes, there's a difference between the two. As whenever he approaches, he hears his father's voice. Bell. Yes, my liege, as he instantly snaps around and takes a kneeling posture. Relax, boy. I need to talk to you. Not king to subject, not general to general, but father to son. Follow me. As Bell gets a worried look in his face, and quickly does so, ordering his entourage to continue going over the stratagems as he discusses matters. As they're walking through the halls to somewhere more private, Bell asks, "All right, Father, what is this about?" "I'm going to Hell's Pass." "Okay. What for?" "Persia is on the offensive. That will be the only place where we'll be able to hold the ground against their overwhelming forces." "I see. I'll have a battalion ready to move out shortly." "No." "Excuse me?" "You're not coming." "Excuse me?" "Sparta cannot wage war." "Excuse me?" In Bell's mind, "I know those dirty old priests did not go against my will. I will break every bone in their body, grind them to dust, and use it to fertilize my garden if they even think about Sparta's," as Leonidas continues, "Sparta is going through a ritual. During this time period, we will not be able to openly wage war. As such, I'm leaving Sparta, its care, and its defenses in your hands." "That's... You can't do that, Father. There's protocol, there's..." "I know. Officially, you won't be king. But I'm counting on you to protect my city." "What will you be doing?" "I'll be taking my guard, all 300. We'll be marching to Hell's Gate. And, well, the 2,000 Athenians should be there waiting for us as well. So we shouldn't be too bad shape." "You say that." "What?" "Listen here, you old bastard. Now is that... Shut up. You listen here. How many days?" "What do you mean?" "I care for you, and I love you as a father, and I respect you as a king, but I'm not gonna follow these orders." "You will and you shall." "I won't and I can't." "Oh? Yeah. What do you mean by how many days? How many days do you think you can keep up this farce? You and I both know the priests know shit. So how many days do you think you're gonna be able to hold out?" "Hold out? You're going up against an unknown force with unknown masses. How long do you think you can hold out?" "At worst, more than at worst, maybe a month." maybe 2. Are you sure? No, that's high-ending it. At lowest, probably a week, maybe 20 days. Just barely enough time for the solstice to end. Right, I'll have to move fast then. What? I'll humor you, old man. You can leave with your 300 and you can go to your city, to those gates, and you can wait for death. But it won't arrive. At least not in the way you think. For I tell you this. In those 1 week time, I will purge this city of all filth that dare taints it with its grubby, greedy hands, even if it means that I turn and I am deemed a traitor by my own people. I will dirty my hands with traitors' blood throughout this entire week. And whenever I do get finished, me and my dragons, we will ride to your aid. And we will show those Persians, the Persian menace, the true meaning of hell. We will bring them to the door of Hades and allow Cerberus to greet them with a 3-headed smile. You honestly think in 1 week you can purge all? Yes. To be honest, I could probably do it in less time. But you are you. And I may have to have a couple of days of relaxation and rest. Just to give you a heads up. And allow you to have some fun. Where did you get to be like this, boy? I don't know. Maybe it's the crazy old man who I have as a father who keeps on telling me his old war stories. Maybe. All right, Belle. Do what you think you can. I'll wait. And I'll eagerly await your arrival. Until then, I love you, my son. And you better stay safe. But of course, father, after all, Sparta's pale dragons are mine to command. If anyone else try to run the reins, they're likely to get their arms nommed off. As Bell proceeds to walk away and quickly go to his chambers. And after he's sure his father leaves, he slams the door tight, causing a bit of a shockwave to reverberate throughout the barracks, as everyone can tell. The commander is pissed. And so they go to him. Well, his main allies, his brothers in arms, Xander of the Iron Scales, and Lander of the Black Flame. Both of them knock on his door. Oi, Bell! Bell, are you okay in there? I'm fine. I just need to breathe. Come on, Belle. Let us in. We need to talk. You know you're not good when you know, bottle yourself up like that. As Belle slowly opens the door. Listen, guys, it's not the right boom as the door gets shoved wide open by Lander. Nice room you got here. I forget how big it is. As Belle lands on his arse. You son of a... As Xander picks him up and dusts him off. Yes, boss, yes. I forget how big your room is in here. Now, what do you say we talk? As they sit him down on the bed and shut the door behind them. So, what's going on, boss man? Yeah, tell us what's wrong. Remember, your troubles are our troubles. And our troubles, well, you already know they're your troubles. Well, it turns out that we'll be heading to war a lot sooner than I expected. Oh. Isn't that a good thing? Yeah, I thought that was a good thing. Is that not a good thing? I don't know. Listen, you crazy bastards. It's not that simple. The ritual. My father's going ahead with a personal guard detail up against countless enemies. He'll be facing them alone. Wait, what? What? I mean, I know you... No, I know your old man's tough, but... Yeah, the crazy king might be crazy, but he's generally got some sort of strategy. He does, Bell states. Oh, care to partale, or is this too much above our pay grade? It's a self-sacrifice. Wait, what? What? What do you mean, self-sacrifice? Both Lander and Xander say in unison. My father. He's not planning on walking away from this bout. He's sacrificing him and his 300 men to hold the line at the gate, to make sure the enemy pays a harsh price for as long as possible. With the festival upon us, Sparta officially won't be able to wage a war. Even though I told the priests that doing so would be a declaration of war to me, they still chose this. I see. So, Xander? Yes, Lander? You feel like killing some priests? Well, to be honest with you, not really. They aren't really that good. Can't even really put up a fight for the most case. But, if they're putting this much of a strain on our boss, might be worth it. You idiots. Huh? It's not that simple. What do you mean? Don't worry. They'll get what's coming to them shortly. But for now, we have to play along. And most importantly, you two will have to be my confidants. You're not to tell anyone of what I've just said. I'll need you both to back me up in the future. Can I rely on you? Yeah, sure, no problem. You know me, boss. After all, we've been together since we were kids. We'll likely be together even longer than that. Of course, Belle. You're like a brother to us. We'll always have your back. No matter what, no matter where, you shall never be in true despair, for we shall always be at your side, even when we're far away, and if the battlefield is eternally wide. You are a terrible poet, you know that? Shut the hell up, you overgrown sack of shite. Oh! You think you can talk to me that way? Yes, I know I can talk to you that way. Oh, really? What do you say we take this outside, you overgrown pompous windbag? Let's go then, you short-stacked shite guzzling piece of as Belle begins to grab both of them by the head and slam their heads straight together, creating a nice loud thunk. And he lets them both fall on the ground. You idiots. Alright. Keep everything lined up. I'm going to take care of business. As Belle begins to, handing over care of all the personnel to Xander and Lander. Not too shabby there, bro. Same to you, Same to you, bro. Got his mind off of all that pain and suffering, didn't we? Yeah, but now we're in pain and suffering. Worth it. Fair point. Very much worth it. As nighttime approaches and Belle takes off throughout the city, he covers himself in a dark cloak, protecting his face and pale features as he moves around quickly and quietly, looking for the main temple. As he does so, he's able to get past the guard detail and easily get into the room of the head priest, as he's solidly asleep. Or, I should say soundly, my apologies. As Belle walks up close to him, quickly pulling out a knife and grabbing the man's, mouth, quickly covering it to keep him from screaming loudly as he puts the knife to his neck. Listen here, you overgrown sack of shite. You will tell me what I want to know. You try to scream. You try to yell. You holler. I will end your life. I will carve you from stem to stern before I let you bleed out, and long before any of the guards from outside or inside can come and save you. Do you understand? He shakes his head as Belle releases the grip along his mouth and slowly moves it towards his neck, giving it a tight but workable grasp, allowing the priest to breathe, but knowing that if he does anything foolish, a blade can easily be slid between the vertebrae, or the hand that's currently grasping it can crush it, like you would a chicken's. Now, tell me the truth. Why do you want us to lose? Lose? What do you mean, you stupid child? Wrong answer. Tell me why you want us to lose our freedoms. As Bell gets closer to the man's face, his red eyes flaring, mere inches away, as he looks deep into this man's heart and soul. Now tell me, we're failing. What? Sparta? It's failing. Every year, we pull in less and less revenue. Every year, more and more of us lose brothers, sons, daughters. We're villainized by the Athenians. They call us nothing but barbarian bastards. Would it not be better to kneel under a new king, a new god, than to slowly die of poison? You would rather give up your pride as a Spartan than fight for survival. Yes. If our survival of our entire being depends on us bending a knee, then we should bend the knee. Otherwise, the very culture we're proud of, that we stand for, will fade. Even now, less and less of the outside world views us in a grand light. They villainize our deeds, our exploits. Our own brothers and sisters only call upon us in times of war. They never wish for trade. They never wish for commerce. Only to fight. Only for us to kill the problems that they present us. They toss us like lambs into the slaughter. So why should we not become wolves that hunt them instead? This is not the way. Oh, and what is, you stupid brat? I admit, what's going to happen to Leonidas is terrible. I hate it, and myself for forcing this. I never wanted this. He's a good man, a good king. But sacrifices must be made to build a proper city, a prosperous city. You must sometimes do it on the bones of the old and dead. You think it's alright to sacrifice people you do not even know? That you do not even shut your mouth, you stupid, petulant child. My heart weighs heavy as it is. I do not do anything without thinking it through. Sparta is a lost cause without Xerxes to fund and help restructure us. All he wants is a foothold, and in exchange, our civilization can be raised to a higher degree, and all of those who scorned us, who villainized us, who hated us, will be crushed under heel. Do you have no loyalty? What? Do you have no loyalty? They are our allies. And while they are not good ones, they are still the only ones we have. We will not bend the knee to a so-called God that is just a man parading around in gold adornments. But you did clear up one thing. What? I thought you were just a trader for money. Or for something tangible. But you're the worst kind of trader. You're an idealist. And that's something that no matter how long, no matter how much time passes, can't be healed. What? As a solid sound is heard as Bell inserts a knife deep into this man's chest, squeezing the windpipe of the priest shut, not allowing any air or any screams to be heard. He watches as the man dies. He pulls out the dagger and proceeds to go to the other chambers. And one by one, purges them. By the time dawn arrives, Bell is gone, having tossed his cloak and blood-stained knife into, the sea itself, allowing him to be properly washed as he heads back into his barracks via the sewer gates. Soon, the entire city is highly disturbed as yells and screams fill the air. Panic ensues as everyone is wondering what the hells are going on. Bell just smiles wickedly. Now will be the time. As Leonidas is prepping for his 300 to march alone, he hears the screams and shouts. As he turns around, he notices that the entire city is alive and in a panic. As he is about to head out, a messenger arrives for him, detailing that all the priests have been murdered in the night. And in each one of them, something that wasn't disclosed to the public, that each one of them in their rooms had a bag of gold with the head of a foreign dictator on both sides of it. In addition to that, he is also handed another note. Huh? Something from your son, sir. I mean, from General Bell to you, sir. As he looks at it, it states, "You have 3 days. Make them count and make a good story. 'Cause I'll be there to outshine you soon, old man." He smiles and picks up his helm, picks up his spear. "Spartans! Ho! 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 Let's march." As a lot of them are confused, but follow along with their commander, their king. As the general, former general, goes up to Leonidas and asks, "What was that about?" "It was Bell. He did as he said he would." "What?" "He's cleaning." "Cleaning? This is going to be more fun than you thought. Apparently, my son is only giving us 3 days. 3 days? Yes, 3 days to make an impression. 'Cause after that, he says, and I quote, 'I'll be hot on your ass to outshine you.' He didn't say that. No, but it sounds better." As time goes on with that march, Bell takes a nap and begins to recuperate from his nightly activity. As well. "Hey, cousin. Basil. Why are you disturbing me?" Yes, I know. So," he quickly shuts the door. "Why did you do it?" "Why did I do? Don't bullshit me. Why did you do it? Lander and Xander both think that you're above reproach and think that you wouldn't resort to such bullshit. I know you, cousin. You're more than willing to slit a man's throat if it means saving 100 others. Why did you do it?" "As you said, to save 100 others. Or in this case, possibly 300 others." "Tell me. Now." As Basil thumbs his blade. "Really, Basil? Will you try and strike me down? You just turned traitor against the entirety of Sparta. You killed our priests without saying a word to us. Yes, Bell, I'm willing to kill you if you do not tell me why." "They were still lying. You know this." "Yes, I know. All the other places lie about the deities as well. We all know that the gods are in Oreo. I get that." "I told them I knew." "You what?" "I knew that they were lying. I told them that. I informed them that I've known for a long time. And most importantly, I told them that if they don't quit, and if they don't allow my father to do what needs to be done, that it would be the worst mistake of their lives. So you killed them all because of Sparta. And where did you get the fake evidence? Who said it was fake? What? No priest of everyone has a price, Basil. Just not all prices need money. Some are nationalists. Some are whoremongers. Some require love. Others require currency. And others require a mixture of several. And what would turn you, Belle? What would buy you? The happiness of all my friends and family. The happiness. You expect me to believe that? I would hope you would. I didn't do any of this with a clean conscience. I didn't do any of this expecting that I was some sort of saint or some hero. I did this because it was a job that needed to be done. They wanted our fathers dead. Right now, not only my father, but yours as well, march into combat with the 300 to face off at Hell's Gate. We cannot follow them for now, for there is still blackness that must be purged for me to be able to leave this city. But you should know, I didn't do this out of hatred. I didn't murder out of some twisted ideology. I did it because if I wouldn't have, our civilization as we know it would have crumbled down around our feet. And we'd be forced to live the rest of our lives as below or beneath others. Basil sheaths his sword. If I find out you're lying, I'm not. If I find out you're lying, we'll have this conversation again, but this time at sword point. I trust you, cuz I love you like no other family. You're someone I can always depend and rely on, and you've been there for me over the years. But these... let us know. Don't tackle these things on your own. Okay, cuss. Okay, Basil. Now let me rest. I am tired. Right. You go rest. As Belle slowly drifts off into sleep, the others, well, they go to eat. Hey. Yeah? Where is, Cuchulainn? The old man? Yeah, he said something about a special project. Special project? Yeah, crazy old bastard's been held away in his quarters for the last few days now, smashing and hammering away, bringing forth new material only to slam the door back in the face of anyone who's on the other side of it. Honestly, it's a real pain. Yeah, he actually hit me in the forehead last time. Ugh, what is the old man doing? Well, he's making something, obviously. He is the forge master. Yep, he is that. Well, if you want, I can always run in and check. He likes me almost the best out of y'all. Only one he likes better than me is, Bell. But he's currently, unconscious for some strange reason. It's not for some strange reason. He's been put under a lot of stress. I mean, think about it. Not only do we have a murderer on the loose, but now we also have to figure out who the sumbitch is and have to deal with the fallout. And aftermath. Fallout technically ain't a thing yet in this universe. And then, after we do all of that, he has to figure out how he's going to wage a war against an empire he knows virtually nothing about. Yeah, much as I hate to say it, I'm agreeing with the lughead lion, the lug-headed idiot over here. Yeah, he's obviously stressed out. Right. Anyways, I just hope the old man's okay. I'm sure the old man will be fine. If nothing else, we can always make sure that he hasn't overdosed himself on too much work. I mean, after all, what could he be planning and preparing? It's almost done. Come on now, you stinking thing. Come on, Heart. I need you to just keep going with me for a little longer. He needs this. The boy needs this more than anything. He needs a new gift. Something that will make sure he survives. Come on. Move, you old bastard. Just like you've done for Ragnar. Just like you've done... Just like you've done for your own son and for your own stupid self. You must push through. Okay. I fucking hate being old. If I was 20 years younger, this would have been no problem. Then again, if I was 40 years younger, this would be a breeze. And if I was 100 years younger, this would be no problem whatsoever. Why the hell do I have to live to old age? I frickin' very. Crazy kid. Making me get feelings in my old age. Making me actually care about the state of a god's damned city in the middle of Hodunk nowhere. Bang! Making me actually feel feelings for a while. Bang! Welcoming me into his home after being just constantly verbally abused by other places and kingdoms. Bang! Crazy kid. But in the end, that's what Belle is. An idealistic, crazy kid. Ding, 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 ding. He's too unguarded. Ding, ding, ding. He's too defenseless. But I will make him something truly worthy of his name. I just hope he doesn't mind the sheer fact that I prefer swords to spears. What can I say? Swords are fucking awesome! As the old man looks at his, well, work of art, his final construction. One last piece. One last thing. As he takes a hammer and chisel with a very fine and very sharp point, begins to carve detail work into the armor itself, as he infuses a bit of his own essence into it. My last work, my last piece, my last magnum opus. It's something my kids would be proud of. I wonder if they'll ever be able to see it. Knowing Bell and his free spirit, he'll never become king. He works too much. He's been put too much pressure upon. I guarantee you, when he gets the chance, he'll bolt for it. No, you stupid old bastard. Gotta move it. It's alright. It's alright. You just got to move the last piece. Got to make sure that it's ready. As he brings the pieces of the armor together upon a stand, setting down the arms, the legs, the torso, the head, the crest, the ornaments, laying them all down in proper place, in pristine beauty, where he finally lays the sword and the shield he's specially constructed. The pale dragon needs to look like a pale dragon, not some bronze fuckery. This old man can finally get some rest. It's been many years. As Cuchulainn goes down to the corner of the room, where he has a very nice setup. Velvet-lined chairs, cold glass of water, fresh food and fruit. As everything in this room, his forge, was given to him by Bell. He was given free access as a stranger into his home to do as he wished. You're one crazy kid, Bell. As a loud knock can be heard on his door. Hey, old man, let me in, will you? Come on, It's me, Jace. Let me in. Boom, 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 boom. Come on, you old bastard. Let me in. Belle, I hope you enjoy it. I hope it keeps you safe. As the old man gazes upon his magnum opus, for the last time, smiling, as the last bit of life fades from his body, he smiles, knowing that Belle will be truly, truly protected. And that, my friends, is where I'm ending this off. I hope you all enjoyed. Please feel free to leave a comment if you feel like it's necessary. And if you feel like I deserved it, please leave a like. Thank you, and goodbye.